Dingoos, good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Today, I have a very exciting episode for you. We're obviously going to be discussing the correction and the correlation with the stock market because is it a coincidence that the crypto market is correcting at the same time that the traditional market is, as well as bond interest rates are going up and the 10-year yield is going up, right? So a lot of things happening in the traditional markets that are bleeding over into the crypto market. Just understand that we're going to be discussing that, as well as Chainlink, because Chainlink is the winner of the fighting between layer 2 solutions and layer 1 solutions to blockchain smart contract blockchains like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot. The winner of all that will be Chainlink 100%, and we'll talk about why. Also, Radical had their liquidity bootstrapping event today, and we'll discuss that. At the end, I have one of my favorite perspective pieces, and I'm actually very excited to show you guys that. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and let's just jump right in. It's kind of a both sides of the coin type of deal the last 7 days. I mean, Horizon is down minus 40%, while Phantom's up 197%, right? So it's kind of on both sides of the coin right now. It's hit or miss, but it is what it is. Now let's jump into the cryptoverse. Mr. Benjamin, I forget his last name, says these markets are fun, never a dull day in crypto. That is for sure, 100%. I mean, when just yesterday the market seemed like it was rebounding and everybody was kind of hopeful, and then today it was just like, nope, it just went the other way, guys. Not much you can do about it, and all these people that are acting, there was too many geniuses in the market. There was too many geniuses. Everybody was making money. Everybody was like, oh, I put money here, I made $1,000, blah 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 blah. There was too many geniuses. This little correction, hopefully, and this bleed down to potentially the 20-week moving average, which I believe we will eventually come in contact will make all the geniuses be a little more humble, right? So if you've been making a lot of great decisions, don't be humbled by the market. Be smart before you are humbled, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people have to be humbled before they make it big, right? But anyways, 20-week moving average. We're going to come into contact with the 20-week moving average some point in the near future, whether that's a straight down correction or whether that's a month of consolidation negatively, and maybe come into contact with it over here somewhere and use it as support for the next leg up. As you can see, it last bull cycle and every bull cycle we used it as support. So this is really the only support line that I really care about, and only indicator that I really care about. Now let's look at the stock to flow model, guys. I've been saying, if you've been watching me for a while, that I think something in similar this cycle will be similar as the 2013 and 2014 cycle, like a double top, nice retracement, and then have a blow off top, nice retracement under the stock to flow model line, and then a blow off top. That's what I'm looking for. We will see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of variables like with any market, right? So I mean, let's go into the Coinbase IPO file. They officially filed for a direct listing onto the NASDAQ, which will happen soon. $100 billion valuation, absolutely insane. Uniswap almost does more volume than Coinbase. So should Uniswap have a $100 billion valuation? Potentially, if everything was fair, potentially, right? But anyways, let's talk about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, down 600 points today. Absolutely, I mean, not insane, minus 2%, right? It was coming. Free money can only last for so long until the bond market, the 10-year yield just went from 1.5 to 1.6 in just a couple minutes, right? So the money went from free, now it's almost free, right? So money is not free anymore, it's just almost free. And well, the yield on a 10-year goes up for several reasons, whether people are looking at the US Treasury yield as more risky, right? That's one way. Or well, no matter what, increase in yield or interest rate on the 10-year means that money is not free anymore, and basically the cost of capital went up, which means less growth for companies and more, because cost of capital is more, right? You saw MicroStrategy borrow $1 billion for nearly 0% interest, right, and put it all into Bitcoin. So interest rates going to start going up again, etc., etc. Money will become less free, and that will stagnate the economy a little bit. So keep that in mind. Plebs, let's get into Chainlink. Plebs are betting on which layer 1s or layer 2s are worth anything. Link chads literally don't give a flying fuck who wins. They all need access to off-chain data. You're betting on a random horse when Chainlink owns the racetrack. If you don't see it now, you'll see it later. Boom shakalaka. I like that a lot. I mean, Chainlink is one of my biggest holds, and I've been holding it for a long ass time. Anyways, the Chainlink market is grossly underestimating Chainlink's blockchain agnosticism. Maxi all you want, but Link will be there for everything. LOL. It's already happening. Linkies are all thinking 5 to 10 years down the road. I mean, that's what happens, guys. And their meme game is strong. Okay, let's go into my Ethereum country mindset. Or like, just, you could probably say that about Cardano or DOT if you would like to, even though they have no product whatsoever. But anyways, you could still imagine it, that this smart contract blockchain is their own country with cash flows. And in traditional finance, you do discounted cash flow model to get a present value, a fair value of a company, right? And they did, Mr. John Todoro did a discounted cash flow model for SushiSwap. And basically, if you don't know what a discounted cash flow, go look it up. You can do it on every traditional company in existence because they are generating cash flows. And basically, SushiSwap is currently generating cash flows, and these protocols are generating cash flows. So you can do a discounted cash flow model and basically find the intrinsic value of said token, and he gets $100 a token. And this is called GDP, Ethereum's digital GDP. And that's pretty much what Ethereum's price should be derived from. That's just my opinion. And I think Ethereum's, a lot of people talking bad about Ethereum right now. They got Ethereum staking coming out. They got EIP 1559 in the works. I mean, a lot of exciting things happening for Ethereum, guys. I'm just saying. Scott Lewis also says Binance punks. Also, like, Binance Chain, guys, come on. I mean, come on. It's all retail on Binance Chain. I mean, it is what it is. All retail on Binance Chain. Binance punks are kind of worthless because they are fakes. Good fake handbags are worth money because they cost money to make. But if you want to fake crypto punk, you can make as many as you want for free. I don't see fake NFTs ever doing well except as scams to hustle news. And that's what Binance's chain is doing right now. Yield farming was available on Ethereum way before, and basically they just copied and pasted on their chain and made it centralized so they could get gas fees down. That's exactly what Binance chain is. It's just, let's copy and paste Ethereum and make it centralized so we can get gas fees down. That's basically what they did, which is fine. They can do that because we live in a world that you can do that. So that's totally fine. Just understand that it's centralized and they can freeze your money whenever they want. Now let's talk about Radical because they just had their liquidity bootstrapping pool today. Obviously, if you don't know how a bootstrapping pool goes, more tokens are issued into circulating supply over the length or the duration of the bootstrapping event, and this is over 2 days. So just keep that in mind. 4 million tokens will be put into circulation over these next 2 days and just continuously over time. So I've seen Hydra DX hit a low around this time and then popped up. I'm looking for $2 to $4, guys. That's what I'm looking for. We will see if we get there because that would put, there's 100 million circulating, or total supply eventually will be circulating. So diluted market cap, if it's at $1, it would be $100 million market cap. If it's at $2, it will be at a $200 million diluted market cap, and so on and so forth. So I think $2 to $4 is fair, and that's just what I think. And let's read what Radical is because I think this is probably the best explanation that I've seen so far. Radical is the first open source community-led and self-sustaining network for software collaboration with Ethereum. Radical is harnessing the power of Ethereum and DeFi in order to enable developers to truly own their collaboration infrastructure. Boom. Ooh. The network's codes and treasury of assets are publicly managed fully in the open, allowing any developer to contribute and influence the direction of the project. So it allows ownership of code, of open source code. That's what my understanding is, a peer-to-peer open source GitHub that allows ownership of code. We will see how that works out, but I think it is blockchain agnostic, Polkadot, Parachain possibly. A lot of potential with this project for sure. First of a kind. I believe one of the devs is the ex-engineering dev at SoundCloud, right? So, I mean, they got some experience. Anyways, now let's watch this. I mean, no matter what position you are in life, just be grateful, because no matter what, you will never have to go through what this man had to go through. Watch and learn, and hopefully just become more grateful.
As night fell, Miyamura and his handful of men sat listening to the approaching sound.
So let me give you a little background. They're in North Korea against the Chinese border. China invades North Korea. These young men are on a side of the hill against probably a million, probably tens of thousands of Chinese soldiers, and they're just on a side of a hill, just you and your buddy, and they're hearing whistles, they're hearing horns, and they know a attack is about to happen. Absolutely, in pitch black, I mind you.
Of Chinese troops banging on pots and pans and blowing whistles. When the noise suddenly stopped, there came a burst of flares, followed by a massive attack. Miyamura and his group opened up with 30 caliber machine gun fire as waves of communist soldiers stormed their position. When the enemy threatened to overwhelm his group, Miyamura rose from his machine gun and charged them, killing 10 by bayonet and rifle fire. He then returned to his gun, and when it jammed, he manned the last working gun and told his men he would cover their retreat.
I realized they were getting behind my position, so I told the members of my squad to withdraw, and I covered their withdrawal. Stayed and covered their withdrawal.
Listen to this.
Our own artillery started falling on my position, phosphorus bombs. So I realized then they thought everyone was off of the mountain. So I started making my way down, and I ran into an enemy. I bayoneted him, and he had a grenade, and he threw it at me, and I kicked it back, and it went off. I didn't realize then I was hurt, but I made my way down the mountain, which was quite a mountain. But by the time I got down to the base of the mountain, I ran into a barbed wire entanglement, got cut up. I dropped to my knees, I crawled underneath it. I ran until I just dropped. And I laid there, I heard footsteps, a lot of footsteps go right by my position. But I didn't move, and when it died down, I thought I had it made. But a voice in English said, "To get up, you're my prisoner."
Miyamura was led, along with his comrades, on a brutal forced march through the withering temperatures and unforgiving terrain of North Korea. The bitter, month-long journey led to a POW camp, where he was to be held captive for the next 27 months.
27 months after going through hell in that battle, standing your ground while telling your men to go ahead and retreat, and then finding your way back and just getting captured for 27 months, guys. Absolutely hell. He earned the Medal of Honor for his actions. I mean, life like that is crazy. And I remind you, this is in 1950. Only 5 years after World War II ended, when we were allies with China, and then we fought China and the USSR. I mean, crazy stuff. No matter, it's amazing how quickly they can turn us against each other. Well, you were just on the side of China, and now you're fighting them. Very strange how fast things can change. Anyways, if you like this content, crypto plus history equals a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, become a Dingooo, as well as Discord and Telegram if you want to chit chat. Twitter, personal, Dingle. That is all. Dingoos and Dingle. Peace out. Description, go check them out. Peace out.